And we're back at it. It's Monday, probably the same day I post this. Over the weekend we got the exhaust done. Not the prettiest welds, those are mine. I'm proud of them. It'll get the job done. It's penetrated. So we did James's trick, Cranky Motorsports. That's a 1-inch ID washer. Grind a slot on either side and get yourself a plumber's fitting and weld to it. So he had one where it was all threads. I got one with a little bit of flat on it, so didn't have to weld to the threads, but either way will work. I probably should have did the threaded one because it's what doesn't stick out as much, but I still can work with that. But I did come up with this. If you guys are doing this, you take the original air filter housing, and as you can see, this is what you normally get with it. Is the hat where it sucks air just through this tiny little square, I'm guessing. So, and that sets in there with a wing nut, and then that little O-ring type deal sets in this channel, but I took that out. It was just glued in there. So my fix for it is the original piece that mounts to the engine. You just trim it a little bit above the line that's on it where it's stamped. And then I drilled a hole top and bottom enough for a zip tie to fit through. And then I went to the tractor place down the street, and this is the filter I found. I'm guessing that's the part number, but it's kind of a goofy part number if you ask me. But it's like a panel filter. It's supposed to be in a housing of some sort. It seals really nice against the flat surface. Let me get rid of that light. It seals against the flat surface of around the edge of this. But just for extra measure, I got silicone adhesive, or adhesive sealant, black silicone adhesive sealant. There's a difference between silicone and that. This is almost like a glue, like weather strip adhesive. But I'm gonna put it in as you guys are here. So I'm just gonna put that in there with that adhesive on there and get that centered to where she looks nice. And that stuff, I did hood vents on a Jeep that I had a long time ago, and we actually just glued them and we didn't weld them, so I didn't mess up the paint on the hood, and they never fell out. That was with a hot engine right underneath it. So then the next trick is you take the zip tie, which I wanted to think of something that was quick and easy, and if you're out and about and wanted to fix this or change it, you'd have something to fix it. I thought about little mechanics wire and twisting it and all that happy nonsense. But you put one zip tie through the holes, and then you put the other one on there, and that's gonna act like a stop once you pull it tight. And then I even thought about, like, well, what's it gonna do, because that's gonna sit on top of the pleats. So let me I need two hands for this. Hold on one second. Okay, and now I got them put on there the way I wanted, nice and centered with the zip ties. So that's in there. Once that glue sets up, that filter's not going anywhere unless you want to pull it out. I did try to make a thing like James does, which I had this made, I was going to just put this on there, weld a flange like he did, and then have a cone filter, a cone style filter in this area, but it just didn't work out. Plus it started getting to be pretty ugly. At least I couldn't do it. I was getting there, but I had it all sorted out except for that bottom bolt hole. I tried dimpling it right there, but it just got to a point where I just wasn't too happy with it. So I gave up on that venture. So this was a quick idea. I just figured I'd try it, and I think that's what I'm gonna run with. So when you do that, which I could trim more off this back corner, because this is the only part that's really close to touching the hood, but it's still, you could fit a credit card between the two. And I would think if you had a newer style hood with the gills, that there'd be more room back there than this one. So, but it just misses right there, and then you get to see your air filter through the little vent there. So I like it. I think it's going to work. That's what I'm probably going to stick with, and move on to the exhaust next. So I'm probably going to try to go to an exhaust shop around here that sells pipe and like stocks different lengths and bends and stuff, and get if they have like J bends or U's, and have my friend come here and help me make an exhaust. So I'd like to be able to slide it over that pipe, probably come down. We're gonna have to put the PTO cover on, like for it to come down right here and then come out and just go into a stack. So other than that, I'm trying to find the pulleys. I've gone to every little small garden tractor shop around here today, and nobody has any pulleys, so at least the ones I need. So I'm gonna have to go to the old interweb. I tried giving small business today, but nobody got it. So I'm gonna change the pulleys, and all we gotta do is change the pulleys, have new idler and clutch pulley, get the exhaust figured out, and figure out the compression release. But if I can't figure that out, I'm gonna take a pair of vice grips, bend that to where it's nice flat for a thumb to push it down. We're just gonna do it by hand every time. So tell me what you guys think, and probably by the end of the week we'll have a startup video and romping around video. And one other thing that happened, which this rear end, the axles were messed up anyways, but when I brought it over here, the wheel actually tried coming off. It wasn't staying on the shaft. So I changed from the old style screws, and where are they at? Well, you know what kind I'm talking about, the original set screws, and put 3/8 bolts with a nut on there. And then I found these washers laying around and welded it to the end of the welded it to the end of the axle, because the last thing I want is the wheel to fall off. That'd be pretty stupid and embarrassing. It might destroy the fender or do something dumb. So if the day comes I ever have to take that apart, which that rear end has new axle seals and everything in it, and it's posi, I bet you in my lifetime I will never have to take that rear end out unless it breaks something, and at that point I can take a grinder and just grind that off, so no big deal. So I'm gonna probably do that washer trick, weld it to the end on the other side so I know it ain't coming off, and we will be ready. So tell me what you guys think. Talk to you later.